Welcome to the historic Endurance Rallying Organisation's 2010 event from Land's End to John O'Groats, otherwise known as the Jog. Nearly 1,500 miles of thrills, spills, trials, tests and tantrums through all types of weather, day and night, from one end of Great Britain to the other, in just over 3 days. The ultimate test of driving, navigating and endurance for the classic car enthusiast. Land's End in Cornwall, early December. The competitors make their way down to the most westerly point in Great Britain, in cars of all types and all ages, and gradually convene at the Land's End Hotel. Just getting to the start is a minor struggle, as snow covers the country, the first time it's been seen in Cornwall for 25 years. Entrants do well to make it this far, since just going in a straight line proves difficult, as this modern van demonstrates. Before any of the entrants can compete, they make their way to a nearby workshop to undertake scrutineering, a series of checks to make sure their vehicles are suitable for entry. Essentially, this is an MOT covering all the lights, brakes, tyres, etc., to iron out any niggling problems, and to make sure a Mini isn't hiding a monster under the bonnet. If there are any issues, the competitors and the friendly team of hero mechanics will do their utmost to solve them. The number 38 car is one of Hero's own vehicles, driven by Hruska and Schrems from Austria, who met in the boxing ring and discovered that, as well as thrashing each other, they enjoyed thrashing cars.
We are driving this Alfa Romeo, which actually is a hero car, so we took this arrive and drive issue, which makes it quite convenient to fly over to England and do this little jog.
Yeah. Is this your first time?
Yeah, it's the first time, really.
Confident?
So far, so good.
Yeah, we'll see at the end.
Somewhere en route to Land's End, the Alfa lost a main feed to the lights and needs a fiddly rewiring job. The engineers have to be confident with all types of car, the most recent being made in 1983, many being much older, like this 1953 Citroën MCB, and some predating World War II. One of the more unusual is this 1972 Bentley T1, teamed by Mike Allen and John Parker, one-time competitors turned marshals, who are now participating again, this time on a special quest.
The real reason for this is not just to go and sort of do for a bit of a tour and a bit of a laugh, is we are trying to get from Land's End to John O'Groats purely on gas, because this car is LPG converted. And although, there's a lot of people who drive around using LPG in the summer and right on this when the garages are open, can you actually do it from Land's End to John O'Groats in the middle of winter? Can you find gas in Wales at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? We will see. There are one or two places en route where we know it's a little bit dodgy. We think we can do it. We were going to find out.
One of the exams taken at Scrutineering is a noise test, measured 1 metre and 45 degrees from the exhaust, the sound level not to exceed 98 decibels. After all, we don't want to upset the neighbours.
That's fine, thank you.
Please note, drivers do not need to take this test. While waiting around, the teams can apply their all-important The Jog stickers so the marshals can identify them. The older the car, the lower the number. Nick Margerison, in a 1981 Range Rover Mark I, another arrive and drive vehicle, is one of the teams who've opted for the Tour, the less competitive and less demanding version of the full reliability trial. The scrutineering team makes sure that all the cars have been cleared for entry. Despite there being older models, it's rare that any fail.
No problems at all with the other vehicles today. Everything's gone through quite fine, actually. Well prepared, well looked at. Obviously, a lot of seasoned joggers beforehand, so they're quite used to these conditions.
Once passed, everyone makes their way back to base, the last to leave being the Alfa, whose wiring gets sorted, eventually. By early evening, the teams have reconvened at the hotel, where they complete their registration with the necessary documents, next of kin, organ donor cards, etc., and of course collect the essential map and a cap. They are then briefed on what they can expect from the rally, including an update on the conditions and contingency plans.
And the challenge of getting to John O'Groats is going to be enough anyway.
There's then a chance to inspect the route, such as is confirmed, and absorb quite how much driving lies ahead of them over the coming days. Here's what they can expect. As the crow flies, Land's End to John O'Groats is 714 miles. Taking the main roads would be about 837 miles, but these guys are doing it the hard way. A long and winding road of about 1,500 miles, or about 2,400 kilometres. And it's not made easy for them. Dotted along the route are stretches of map that they must plot and navigate themselves, called regularities. Mistakes will cost them points, and therefore medals, so the competitors' evening is spent with heads buried deep in maps, very much the lull before the storm. Although it's also time for a quiet beer, as this is the last chance they'll get to properly relax for nearly 4 whole days.